Hello friends, this is Ganesh and video number 6 on ABAP and HANA. So this is a continuation of the previous one, value operator, and today we are going to see some other additional operations or um, another operator, construction operator also you're going to see. Let's go into the next slide. Yep. So here, how to avoid a short dump. This is not specific for value operator. It's specific for the new syntax. So what happens is through a new syntax, you're trying to retrieve a record from an internal table. If the table doesn't have that record, it usually goes to dump. It's not only for value. Okay. So how to avoid it? Either you can go with the try catch or through assign keyword, you can just check whether the particular record is available or not. If yes, then proceed with whatever you require. And the next one is step size in the debugging mode. It's a previous means existing concept in a debugging session. Step size, because if it is a loop, we are able to identify how the loop is running even in a debugging session. But if it is a value, it's very difficult. So we are going to use the step size option in the debugging mode for the value operator. And I'll show you how to assign values for the nested structure. Last video we have seen assigning values to an internal table. So now we're going to see about the structure along with the nested one. And two new operators, base and lines of. I will explain what is that and what is the use of it along with the value operator. And I will show you about the for iteration. We used for just for getting the record from internal table to work area with some var condition and moving to the another internal table. But here I'm going to use a next level for the for operator, or the keyword as for iteration, like for I equal to 1. So just I equal to I plus 1 until. So I'm going to use the for one of kind of a iteration. So just execute for 5 times or 10 times for this internal table records. So that also I'm going to show in this session. Okay, let's get into a system. This is the one I just create just a new program, and this is my internal table which has 3 things. So first I'm going to show you how the dump happens. So let me move the data. Item 1 equal to value it matnr equal to 1 2 3. I guess this is not available. mtart equal to keart. So normally the internal table has only the value of material type is fert. So now I'm just trying to get the information of the material type kert. Okay, so let's okay, this is okay, it's closed it. Check and activate and execute. So my assumption is the record which I am trying is not available in the internal table, so it goes to dump. So you should be very careful. Same like field symbols. So if the field symbol is not initiated and we are trying to read it, obviously it goes to dump. The same way, if the internal table doesn't have the record which you are looking for, then it will go to dump. So it's not specific to value. Whenever you're using a new syntax and trying to get the record from internal table, this will happen. So, and the solution is also not only for value keyword, it's for wherever is required. So there are 2 solutions. The first one I'm going with the try and then assign field symbols also. Okay, try this one. If not, catch all the, what is that, exceptional class also starts with cx, sy, control space bar. Okay, it has little more, I tab, control space bar, via headers, cx, sy, I tab line not found. Okay, so this is the one. And if you want, you can pass a message, otherwise just use it, so at least you won't get dumped. No records type I. So this is just an example. So, but go with the message class, the proper way of coding. Okay. Start over it and execute it. So it shows no records. So this is one way. Another way is just to assign and use the same syntax over here. To field symbol fs underscore mat1. So if size bar is equal to 0, so this will avoid the short dump. Then you can whatever you want to assign to some internal table or whatever it is, you can do it. If it is not, then also you can say message no data found I. So this is another way of avoiding the short dump while you are retrying the data from your internal table. No records. This is for first one. The second one, no data found. Okay. So this is a simple one. I want to tell this. Somehow missed in the first value operator class session, so I added over here. Okay. So the next one is. Next is the value key. In the value operator, we can use the field symbols also. It's very simple. There is a for operator. We used a work area in internal table. In that, you can use a field symbol. Let me take the previous code. Okay. So where I used for. Yeah, over here. So this part will work. So here, instead of work area, you can use field symbols. That's it. Okay. And wherever used, you have to use the same. I'll get some error here. Okay. This is. Yep. FS KKO. It's okay. Yeah. So this is the option. So instead of work area, you can use a field symbols also. Okay. So go to the other program. So the next is I'm going to tell you about how to assign values to a nested work area. It's a structure, it's like a work area using value operator. Okay. Let's have a structure first. So let's call it down. Then it'll be easy for you visible. Type, suppose I need the begin of type material plant and works type works. Let's go D. Excuse me. Dispo, dispo, and end of type plant. Just close it. So I'm going to use this as my nested structure in the next one. Like begin of type material. I'm going to use matner type material and material type and finally I'm going to use a work area here. It's plant details I want over here as well. The type is the above one. End of type material. Okay, done. And create work area. So now it has a nested structure. So I would like to add a value for this. Okay, so that's very simple. Like material equals value, which is already designed, it's already declared. So I can use a hash. Then first I need to add a value for matnr and mtart. So matnr equals for mtart usfert. So this is for the first one. And second one, enter the work area name, the nested work area name, implant, and control space bar works. So there is equal to 1000. Here I'm just hard coding it, but in real time you can just add a value from your different source. Plant dispo, I can say A. Okay, so let me have a breakpoint, just check the values of the nested structure, execute. Okay, I have the message, no records, fine, no data's fine, and this is my structure. So it has the actual one and it has a nested values also loaded through value operator. Okay, so this is the one, and the next I'm going to show you the step size. How we can see here you have step size. So this is the one. Okay, I'll show you very simple. Probably most of you are aware of step size. Maybe I'll take one simple example to understand what is step size with the help of if condition. Then we can see the same step size for values. So if so the if also have steps like 1 equal to 1, 2 equal to 2, yeah, it's true, 3 equal to 3, and 4 equal to 5. Okay, so here we have 4 steps. And so now I'm going to use a step size for this if condition. So what happens is it's look like a one single condition, but I want to know step by step. It has 4 steps now. So if I enable the step size for this if condition, it'll just check one by one until it gets true. So it's check step 1 true, step 2 true, and this is also true, and until this it just come and check in the debugging level, then it's come out of it because it gets false in the last step. Okay, so the same thing we are going to use a step size for values. Generally step size is nothing but it's going to for the sub condition as well. Okay, let me have a breakpoint and execute it. So no records. This is because of the message. Let's just ignore it. So now I'm going to enable the step size. Just click step size. It shows debugger increment change to sub condition or statement, and it's automatically selected. Okay, the first condition is true. I'm going to press F5. It's going to check the next condition is true or not. Yes, true. Again, it's going to check the second, third condition. Yes, true. And one more F5. It just check whether it's true or not, and just come out of it. Okay, so that is the way the step will follow. Now I'm going to do as 3. Execute. No records, no data found. So, but every time you have to enable the step size, it's not like a breakpoint, it's automatically enabled for every time. So now it's yes true, second condition, and it won't go this third one because it's get fails. So until it get fails, it will go to the further incremental conditional steps. So now we are going to use the same for value. For that I need some more value. Let me get the data from the previous program instead of type it again. This is the code. It's very simple. I have three fields and I'm getting information from Mara and put it in the internal table, and I'm passing those internal table values along with the some hard-coded one. Now we'll see how the step size will work for this. Give a breakpoint, F8. Oh, still that is enabled. Let me deactivate the next one. If condition, I don't want to do it, and here let me enable the step size. So step size, it shows, okay, debugger increment change to lines or statements. Yeah, sub condition. So selected this and press F5. It's going to execute this IT mat first. So get all the information from this internal table to IT mat 2. Step 2, it's going to take the value of this particular value, and step 3 is going to execute this particular step. So each one you're getting one record in IT mat 2, because this will form, I didn't use a for condition over here, that's why it's moved as an internal table, like nested internal table over here. So 10 records the first one, and second one have 2. Okay, so once you are comfortable with value keyword, so you just start working with step size. That is very useful once you start working with the value keyword. Okay, before that, I would like to tell you why this IT mat to us receive the value as a table line. Okay, um, here I declared IT mat to type table of TT Mara, and this is IT mat 3 type TT Mara. So what is happening? This creates a table line inside our internal table, but it has only the internal table, just a body of an internal table, but it creates body of an internal table as table line. Okay, so body of an internal table as table line. The reason behind this is already a table type. On top of it, I'm creating a one more table type on it. Okay, so type table of the target is table type, so it creates a table line. Okay, and this is just referring the table type as it is, so it creates a body of an internal table. I will show you the structure in the debugging level, then you just come to an understanding or conclusion. So when we have to use this and when you have to use this for the value keyword. Okay, now take out this. Now the target is MA2. Mat2 is nothing but a body of an internal table, but the format is table line. Execute it. Oh, still I'm having this. Okay. F8. Okay, now we're going to the structure of mat2 and mat3. So mat2 is the structure of table line. Okay, and mat3 is just as in body of an internal table. Okay, so that is also a reason why it accepts the value as the content. Okay, as a body of an internal table. Each one is considered as a one internal table, body of an internal table. Okay, it depends on the business scenario. You can make use of this. Okay, maybe I can show you one more time. Keep a breakpoint here before filling the data. F8. Right, yeah, mat2. So mat2 shows just an empty, it shows an internal table line. Clear? And if I change the source and target, so I'm looking for the same thing to my empty tree, it won't accept because it's trying to pass the data as an internal table, as body of an internal table, one internal table to a mat tree, but mat tree is expecting only the records. Okay, so if we say execute or check, it shows it's not able to convert it, cannot be converted into type Mara, because this is a table lines, this is one table, and this record goes to another table, and this is going to another body of an internal table. But here it accepts just an internal table with 3 records or 3 fields. Okay, so this is one of the reason why it just stored as a table line. And value is also one of the reason it make the records, it make the records as a table line and put it in the internal table. G2. Now it works fine. So now what I'm going to do is Okay, now I want to pass this informations to IT mat tree. So we'll come base little later. So I want to give a clarification when you go with the table line, when you go with the normal one. So now the same things I want to pass to MA2 tree. Let me paste it. So just tree. I'm not able to do it because 3 is just an internal table with 3 fields. It's not accept any table line. So if there is no table line, remove this value because value only creates the table line in your target. And I'm going to use for WA match in IT match, and MTART is equal to WA match hyphen MTART. Sorry, this is MATNR, and equal to MTART, and then final is MAT hyphen, what is that actually? C date or ER is date, right? ER SDA. Okay, and that's it. So if I keep the hard coded value, what happens? It executes 10 times because IT mat has 10 records, right? So if I execute this every time, you can you can do the step size also. You'll come to know how this is happening. I'll show you. So it executes first time execute with one record plus 3. So one iteration, it has 4 records. It create 4 records in your internal table. So at the end, what happens? It execute 10 times, each time 4, you will get 40 records. Okay. So you have to make sure on it. I'll show you in the step size. Is activate. One iteration has 10 records. Execute and execute. Okay, here it is. IT mat 3 has 0 records now, and let me include or introduce step size. Activate step size. It shows change to subconditional and statement as well. Okay, press F5. It goes the first one and it executes the full. uh, it executes this, the whole is one step. Okay, and F5. Now you just come to know it executes 4 records. One is from your internal table and rest of 3 is from your hard coded values. So once you execute fully, it executes 10 times because IT mat has 10 records, and so 10 into 4, 40 records will come after this. Just execute fully. F8. Okay, let me deactivate the step size, then F8. So now you'll get 40 records. Okay, so these are the small things you have to make sure while entering the values. And if you have any doubt, just go with the step size and you will be able to understand it. Okay, so this is a way how we can use the table line as a target or just a table as a target. Okay, so the next is base. So what I'm going to do is base is I have ITAP tree, IT mat tree, right? Suppose I can say I'll just pass a message here, like not a message, and pass the data over here. IT mat 3 is equal to IT mat. So it just moves the 10 records from mat to mat 3. Now I'm going to do something else over here. So what happens? It's actually is nothing but LHS equal to RHS. This syntax. So it just overwrite the left hand side value from the right hand side value. So I need to take care of my existing record also. If that is the case, you have to introduce a concept called base. Okay, so what the base does, it actually keep the record from the left hand side table as it is before evaluating the right hand side. Then it start working on the right hand side data to the left hand side values. So here you will get 10 records, 10 rows. Okay, so let me I'll just comment this one. Okay, for the easy counting. So it will get only 10, right? So now if I use this statement as it is, what happens? It just override the existing records with 10. So to avoid, I'm going to use a base. So what I'm going to do is, let me keep the value in the table IT mat3 as it is. So introduce base of which internal table you want to keep the data as it is. So base IT mat3, and then you can add whatever values you want. Excuse me. So this is the target has only internal table and fields, so we do not use values over here. Okay. Close the parentheses, record 1, 2, 3, and only 1 to be closed. Okay. So here the value is 10. Here it's also 10 because it's override the left hand side, but here it keeps the value, it's 10, and add 4 more records. Let's see how it behaves. Execute. I'm sorry, IT mat3 records now. F6 IT mat3 is 10, and if I execute 66, here it's overwritten with the same records, same 10 records. So it's 10, and here I'm expecting it should be 14. Yes, so 10 plus 4, 14. Okay, so it keeps the value. Space will support or help to keep the left hand side value before evaluating or before moving the data from right hand side to left hand side internal table. And it's not basis only for internal table keeping the data. Instead of that, suppose I have okay, we'll have 3 different internal tables. Okay, this has IT mat where mtart is equal to fert, and another internal table has key ert, and another internal table, I'm not sure what is the other values. Okay, let me check and do it. Okay, let me have A. So this is mat2, mat3. So now I'm going to move the data between 3 different internal tables, but the structure is same, to the target internal table. Okay, means again it's a records, not the table line. So now I'm going to do only records. So this I'm going to use again base. So base is not only to keep the data of LHS. So we can decide, okay, first move this data and move that data and move the third internal table data to the target. That also we are able to do with base and addition of one more thing. Now what I'm going to do is IT mat3 equal to value base IT mat first. Okay, and I want to move mats 2 and mat 3. Okay, I'll do one thing. Maybe for the clear idea, let's have a different name for it. Fresh internal table. Okay, let me go with 4. Okay. Underscore, because the same names are already available, so I just used IT mat underscore 2 underscore 3. So I'm going to use IT mat at the first, IT mat 2 second, IT mat 3 as third one. Okay, so for that only base is not enough. I'm going to introduce lines of. So normally what lines of does is simple. It just move from right hand side to left hand side. I'm saying lh3 equal to value lines of underscore mat. Just for your understanding, we never use this kind of syntax because it's nothing but IT mat 3 is equal to IT mat. Simple. Okay, just for your understanding. So what normal lines of will do, it just move the data from right hand side to left hand side. That's it. I make use of that lines of for my base. So lines of it mat underscore 2, and then move the data from another internal table it mat 3. So this is not one by one. Okay, it's a bulk. So one more. Yep. Okay. So let me go the fresh internal table. So this way also you can make use of base. So base is just taking care of the LHS data. That is one way. Another way, even it can move a different data to the base for which internal table to be moved first. Okay, I want to move the data of this internal table, then another one with the help of lines of. So lines of workers just move the data from right hand side to left hand side, but we never use this concept. It doesn't make any sense because we have very simple one like using operators, assignment operator. So lines of is always used with base. Okay, let's act toward it. These are very easy, and maybe initially you might get little more confusion when we have to use this. Just play around with this different methods or different records. When we have to go with table line, when we can go with the normal records to the internal table. Keep it ready whenever you find some business scenarios in a real time in your day-to-day development. Just make use of it. Okay, try to use this lines of base of even for a simple one also, then only it's easy to practice. Okay, it's not ended over here. Base and lines, we have other way or other places also we can make use of this. Okay, so it's not only for value operator. Clear? Execute, we'll see, and that is the final today. Yes, I'm done. Okay, we have one more. Okay, that's a simple one. Okay, so IT mat 4 is a fresh. Okay, it moves IT mat first 153, and it moves another one 13, and it moves the another one 0. Okay, it doesn't have any data. Oh, it's fine. Just F6. So it has addition of these two because it doesn't have anything. So IT mat 4 has 166 records. Got it? And the another one is very simple. I'll show you about the for, then we'll close it. Okay. So the for, I'm going to have a new internal table. Value. So this is newly declared, right? So on the flow I'm declaring, so I have to introduce the table type over here. So for I equal to 1, oh sorry, I equal to 1, then just increment the I value, I equal to I plus 1, and then until I is greater than 10. Okay, so this is for the record which I'm going to introduce after this. So this for is for the record below this one. So here I'm going to introduce the for the record matnr is called. Here is a hard coded one, so I just play around with your values as well from a different table. VRT and what else? C date is equal to psi datum plus 1. That's it. Okay, one more parenthesis dot. So it executes exactly for 10 times. So this numbers might be a dynamic, depends on your business requirement. So these are, you just keep aware of this, and whenever you find any complex scenarios, you just try to use it. Okay, instead of writing a loop until you got write, okay, 10 times you got to write a loop and everything. Instead of that, you just go play around with the for. Act toward it and execute it. Generally, we won't give the hard-coded values. Generally, we use some dynamic values. So it depends on the requirement. So mat5, it's execute 10 times only on the records. It's a hard-coded one. Just pass them as values from a different source. Okay. So hope this might be interesting and useful. Just do some work over here, and if you find any difficulties, please let me know. I'm happy to help, and we'll see you in the next video with some other interesting facts. Thank you so much for your time. Bye bye.